Each life unfolds a unique and inspiring tapestry, woven with threads of challenge, connection, and the unwavering power of the human spirit to learn and grow. Today, we witnessed the remarkable threads that have shaped two individual journeys, illuminating the strength and wisdom that reside in all of us.
Hi, my name is Gretchen Walters, and this is a little look into the journey of what made me, me.
Hi, my name is Obed, aka Drink Chew Orbit, and this is what I think makes me who I am today.
Let us now explore the inspiring threads that weave these individual stories. What were the earliest seeds of strength planted in your life? Let's discover the foundational influences that nurture our character and guide our first steps.
One of the people in my life early on that really shaped what I became was my grandmother. She lived with us in a hustling, bustling house with 5 kids, 2 parents, 1 grandma, and assorted pets. But she was quite the character. Let me tell you a little bit about her, you'll understand. And what she taught me was perseverance. And it's important. She had a very tough time of it. And she wanted all her life, in the beginning of her life, to be a nurse. But her family was poor. And she had to quit school in the 8th grade. So clean floors for a living, actually, to help the family get by. And the West Penn School of Nursing in Pittsburgh ran an open ad in the paper wanting people to register for nursing school. But my grandmother didn't have a high school diploma. So she went there, and she lied. She lied, but she still got into nursing school. She told them that she had a high school diploma, and she didn't. But she knew that for her to be able to do this, to be able to be a successful nurse, she wouldn't have to be as good as everybody. She would have to be better than everybody and prove that she was worthy of being a nurse. So for several years, she scrubbed floors, she went to school, she did her schoolwork, and she managed to become a nurse. Not only did she become a nurse, she graduated first in her class. She proved it. She proved to me, persevere, and it can be done.
So for me, one of the very first people who shaped who I was, or who I am today as a person, I'd say that would be my friend from high school, my friend Nas. We weren't like, it's not like we were the same people. We were like 2 sides of the same coin. I was the good student with all the grades and whatnot. Nas, the school, the teachers would look at him like he's some trouble kid. But I remember he once told me about like how I should, like what to do to get a better understanding of myself. He taught me to talk to myself like a madman and just debate with myself to figure out like what I like, what I don't like, what I am like, you know, and pretty much just all the very basic stuff that helps build up who I am as a person.
For one, the quiet strength of perseverance, modeled by loving presence, became an early and enduring guide. For the other, even the complexities of early relationships fostered a powerful journey towards self-understanding and authenticity. Whose perspective helped you see the vast possibilities within yourself, empowering you to choose your own path with courage?
It's a very good question. I'd like to talk about not one person, but I'd like to talk about 2. One is my mom, and one is my dad. And they both saw me very differently. And looking at the way they saw me helped me understand how to see myself. Let me explain. My dad was born in 1923. He was a soldier in World War II. He had very different perceptions of roles that women could have back then. When I was a little girl, he asked me one time, actually more than once, if I wanted to be something like a teacher or a secretary something like that, some sort of very traditional female role. My mom, on the other hand, saw me very differently. My mom was a teacher, and she went to college to become one. And she tried to instill in me the thing that I could be whatever I wanted to be. And I didn't have to, fit myself into a square peg or a round hole or anything like that. And it caused a lot of friction in my family. My dad, saw the more traditional. It's not that he thought we were stupid. He had 3 girls and 2 boys. He just thought, more traditional places were appropriate. My mom had to fight like all get out to get my dad to send myself and my sisters to college. And she won. I'm really glad she did.
So for me, it was one of my former roommates during my first year in college. I remember butting heads with him a couple times. Spent a lot of time having to grit my teeth and just let him yap and let him rant. But he always judged me on just the way that I choose to carry myself. He judged me for being the shut-in, the homebody, for not going around trying to live the way he was living. One time he called me a waste of life, and all of the criticism, dealing with all of his criticism, and then dealing with his antics and the way that the nonsense that he dragged me into with him. I had to sit down with myself and think why do I let myself associate myself with him, and is this friendship something that I want to keep? So it forced me to sit down and think what do I really want to do here? Do I want to be stuck being like this guy? Do I want to let him influence me and change me to something that's more palatable to him? Or am I going to figure out who I am and power through it to do the things that I got to do and live the life that I'm trying to live? Because I realized pretty quickly that he and I, despite the fact that we started off acting a little similar, he wants to he chases a very I'm not sure if this is the best way, if it's right to say this without sounding insulting, but he had a more shallow view, his goals and everything were a lot more shallow and flat in one dimension, and it was it just wasn't something that I wanted to find myself living like. I didn't want to chase this these ideas that he had, the idea of sleep with as many women as possible, or make money however, or all the other stuff that he's been spewing. Cause I realized it just wasn't me. I wasn't trying to and that's the funny thing, I'm poly. So the multiple women thing is that didn't sound crazy, but it's I don't just wanna go around and be some man whore. I don't want to go around just sleeping around, and then I don't want to be this empty shell whose only thing in life is he slept with a lot of people and made a lot of money, because that's dry. There's nothing else there. So I was you know what? That's not what I want to do. I'm not saying you do you. You can go ahead and do that. You do you, but it just wasn't for me.
The vision of others, both positive and challenging, can ignite a powerful self-awareness, guiding us to embrace our true potential and make conscious choices about who we become. What unexpected turns in your journey revealed a remarkable strength and adaptability within you? The lessons learned in navigating setbacks often pave the way for even greater opportunities.
I can think of one. In 2011, I lost my job as a marketing manager for a company called Page Cooperative. They simply eliminated the role. They gave me notice, months or of notice, but still the position was eliminated, not to be filled again. And I was on my own after that, looking for a job. And I was unemployed for a few months, and it really started to bother me. I started to kind of lose my identity. And then it dawned on me how much of our own identity, our personal identity, that we attach to what it is that we do. Not what we are, but what we do for a living. So then, while I was looking for a job, and you can't look for a job 40 hours a week. I've tried it. You simply can't do it. I took a part-time job at the Bon Ton department store. And it was a very humbling experience for me. I remember when I would see people that I used to work with, or see people that I worked with in a professional capacity, come into the store to go shopping and see me there, working in the store. That was, honestly, it was kind of embarrassing for me. But then it actually dawned on me that it shouldn't be embarrassing. It shouldn't be embarrassing for anybody. It's an honest way to make $1. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the people who do it. They're perfectly fine. Just like me, they're just like everybody else. And I think that that's what that taught me, is that you shouldn't let what you do for a living define who you are. You are who you are, not what you do.
So for me, it was actually something very recent that went down. So for those who do know me, the relationship that I have with my parents isn't ideal, if that makes sense. It's not one that I would run. I'm not the type of person who runs around talking about something like, I'm very family oriented. I like to spend time with my dad and stuff like that. But recently, I snapped on him over the phone because he and my mom, they wanted to keep coming at me for how little money I was making at my new job, which once again, it was a fresh new job, and they didn't want to get that to their heads. So I lost it on him, and I sent him all these texts out releasing like 5 years, almost 5 years of repressed anger of all the thoughts and all the things that I've been wanting to say to him for years. And then after I had that moment, I had to sit down because I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to go home. And granted, as it stands right now, I'm probably not going back to Philly, but like after the crash out that I've had with him, after sending all those texts, I had to once again sit down and think, like, where do I go from here? What do I want to do with my music and with with the money that I am making, with the platforms that I intend to get a hold of? What do I want to do with my voice? Because I started off, when I started writing and stuff like that, I did it for the fun of it. I wanted to do it, but up until now, I wasn't sure what direction I wanted to take myself towards. And I think now I have a much more solid understanding. From sitting down and learning more about myself, I've realized that I could be using my voice to help other kids who grew up the way I did, and maybe help rewire the way that people think, especially in the community that I come from, and just to overall, just once again, help people in the way that I know how to. Because music got me through stuff, and dealing with people has gotten me, is what gotten me here. But putting up with people, especially like that, I had to sit down and rewire my own thinking and figure out okay, what do I want to do? And if this is what I want to do, how am I going to do it? So snapping on my dad kind of forced me to look inward once again, looking deeper to figure out what direction I'm trying to take.
In navigating unexpected challenges, we discover an inner resilience and a profound understanding that every experience, even a difficult one, holds the seed of future growth and a new beginning. What brings your soul pure joy? connecting you to the deepest expression of who you are and inspiring connection with others.
I really love to garden. I do. I love the feeling of the dirt. I love growing my own little plants from seed and watching them grow and bear fruit through whatever challenges the summer harvest may bring. And I think what I enjoy the most about it is when everything's ripe and you get to give it away to other people, it makes me really, really happy inside. I think it teaches me, anyway, about how to share and be happy about sharing and be responsible and see the smile, because not everybody gets like homegrown tomatoes or something like that, and it's a treat for them. I'm really happy that I can be able to do that.
My biggest passion that I feel like plays a big role in my character and who I am as a person, it would be music. Music has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. It's just what surrounded me growing up. My dad was a songwriter. He even had, like, I used to listen to his albums back when I was little. Like, he would have it playing in the living room. Like, whenever I'm upset, music has been an outlet for me. And even now, like, I'm not Christian, but I view myself as spiritual. So I do still believe in, like, reaching out to God and connecting to God and whatnot. And when I write, sometimes I feel like that's my way of connecting to God and the spiritual world. Because sometimes when I write, especially when I go off the dome, I feel like I'm connecting with higher forces beyond me. And when I write, it helps me, like, bring out the parts of me that I rarely show, both the best and the worst parts. It helps me give it out in a more palatable way, in a way that doesn't make people look at me like I should be on some sort of watch list. And like, yeah, it just overall, being around music all the time, no matter where I turned, there was always something influencing me, and it was always something music based. Like, for God's sake, even Sid the Science Kid has a musical segment with the freestyle that they have in the playground. But everything that I've consumed growing up, music has always been the part that stood out. So it played a very big role in, like, who I've become as a person even now. Like, the rapper that really influenced my character throughout high school and even here in college, the rapper who got me through my worst moments was NF. And I think it was the Perception album. The one that had the song Remember This. I think that's Perception. The Perception album really played, like, a huge role in my growth as a person. It helped me get through my emotional lows. Whenever I was upset, I would go out for a walk and I would play the album. It taught me to, once again, think for myself. Listening to that album, especially Remember This, it taught me that not everything that I'm being told has to be believed, and that sometimes you just gotta think and, like, really think about what people are telling you. Don't just listen just because they want you to listen. Actually listen, hear them out, and only believe it if you really do believe it. Don't pretend to, just because that's how they raise you. Don't pretend to be a certain way just because that's how they want you to act. Because at the end of the day, you're you. And it basically taught me a lot about, like, accepting myself and, like, accepting the way that I'm moving. It helped me figure out how to move and navigate the life that I'm living. It taught me how to think freely and, like, really think freely. It taught me how to better channel my feelings. It taught me that people can change and that no one's perfect, even the ones who try to pretend that they are. So it also taught me not to let anyone not to let anyone tell me that I'm imperfect, or not to let anyone judge me for being me. It taught me to like just accept who I am and ignore those who are judging, and just live the way that you want to live. Because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect, and perfect people don't exist. And like to quote the song, perfect people don't exist, so don't pretend to be perfect.
Embracing our passions ignite our spirits, connects us with others, and infuses our lives with a profound sense of purpose and joy, allowing our authentic selves to shine brightly. What gifts along your journey have illuminated your path and filled your heart with enduring gratitude, shaping the person you are today?
One of the things that I think that I'm grateful for that helped make me who I am today and shaped me is probably because of all the different parts of the world that I've been to. I've done a fair amount of travel. I've seen a lot, done a lot. And one of the things I've learned is that almost every other culture has something to offer. Sometimes you'll be traveling and you'll see things that are different than the way you do them at home. Sometimes they're completely different. Sometimes you look at them the way that another culture might do something and you say, you know what? That's better. That's better than the way we do it at home. I have an example for you. If you travel to Europe a lot, the one thing that they don't have a lot of there is space, land. And the little houses that dot the countryside, they garden on every spare inch they have. And they don't garden like we do here. If I need more space, I just make my garden bigger. They can't do that. They make everything they grow go up. I mean, on little strings, on trellises, on cages, anything they can do to make that plant grow vertically, they will. And strawberries are another example. In Great Britain, they grow strawberries raised up in boxes. Here, we grow strawberries on the ground. They're way smarter. You don't have to bend over to weed them. You don't have to bend over to pick them. I thought to myself, now that's a smart way of doing it. And I went home, and my husband built me a strawberry box. There's a lot to be learned from other cultures. Good, bad, and different. At the very least, try the food.
One thing that I'm most grateful for, there was this person on this campus that I met my first month in college. And so his name was Angel. I met him through Snap, and we met up, we hung out, and we chopped it up. Things were going great, we were vibing and all that. And I think I know that at some point I even fell in love. And meeting Angel for the first time was a crazy experience to me, to say the least. So I go over there. It started off, he posts something on Snap, and it's like looking for new friends. And I'm like, you know what? I came on this campus with no friends. All my friends, we all went our separate ways for college. So everyone is everywhere, and no one from my high school seems to go on this campus. I have yet to meet someone on this campus who went to my high school. So I'm like, you know what? I need new friends too. So I went over to his place. We met up, we hung out, and within I think the first few minutes of sitting in there, he tells me I'm a witch, or I do witchcraft. And at the time, I was still transitioning out of religion and out of Christianity, because for me, Christianity has left a lot of stains in my soul. It's left a lot of broken pieces. So I had to leave it, because it left me more damaged than anything else in my past. So meeting him, I was still freshly transitioning out of that. So there are still some things that I've learned from being Christian, from being in a religion, that I had to unlearn. So upon meeting him and him telling me that he's a witch, I was caught off guard. Because it's like, when we met, once again, meeting them the first time, he didn't come off as anything crazy. So it was very easy to let my guard down. it's not like I could have known by looking. But when I heard that they do witchcraft, for like in the back of my mind, I'm like, am I doomed? Am I gonna get my soul snatched or something? So I was like, rightfully for someone with my background, naturally I'm a little scared. Not to mention that I'm also Haitian, so like I do believe in that kind of stuff. Like I don't practice it, but I do believe that there are people out there who would pull that shit, and I don't want to fall victim. So of course I was a little worried when I heard it, but sitting with them, even after they told me that they do witchcraft, it made way for me to open my mind up a bit more. Because meeting them, I realized like at the end of the day, they are still just a person. And so talking to him and spending time with him, as much time as I did with him, it really helped me like unlearn a lot of stigmas and misconceptions and propagandas and all of that. It helped me unlearn all the things that I was taught growing up, and it helped me focus. It taught me to focus more on what I want to do and who I am. And I even had certain behaviors or certain like the way that I dress sometimes, like my painted nails. I kind of, even though he didn't do that, as far as I remember, I kind of picked it up from being around him and because by being around him, I was willing to embrace more parts of myself that I wasn't even aware I had at the time. Like even now, the other day, I went outside with like lipstick and eyeshadow, something that I'm usually not prone to doing. By meeting this person, even though things didn't end the way that I would have wanted it to, even though I might never speak to him again and he might never speak to me again, I'm still grateful that I met someone like him who helped me have a better understanding of just life in general and taught me to be more open-minded, and it helped me embrace parts of myself that I wasn't even aware of.
Recognizing the gifts of experience, connection, and an unexpected love allows us to appreciate the intricate beauty of our journey and the profound impact others have on who we become. Through these inspiring stories, we witness the extraordinary capabilities of the human spirit to learn, to grow, and to find strength in every experience. The tapestry of each life is a testament to our resilience, our connections, and the enduring power of hope. And now, as you reflect on your own unique tapestry, may you recognize the strength within your beginnings, the power of connection, the resilience forged in your challenges, the joys of your passions, and the enduring light of your gratitude. Embrace the inspiring journey of becoming the remarkable self you were always meant to be.